Hello there, greetings everybody. Want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here today for a look back at a classic rock album. Basically what that means is an album for me that is older than 15 years old and is at least a 2.5, a 1, or a masterpiece album. So the album I've chosen today comes from this band, The Doors. Yep, this is their third studio album, Waiting for the Sun. Yes, this one's been in my playlist about 5 months now. Doing okay. It's only just now, though, in the last month or so, really starting to come on a lot. I like this quite a bit. I'll give you the vitals first about it. So, first of all, we got to get the right page here, which we don't seem to have. Okay, so this was released July the 3rd, 1968. Sunset Sound and TTG Hollywood Studios. It's about 32 minutes in length, so it's a little bit shorter than I generally like on an album, but not too bad. Elektra is the label, and Paul A. Rothchild is the producer. This features, of course, Jim Morrison on vocals, Ray Manzarek, I'm all over the place with this, keyboards, Robbie Krieger on guitars, John Densmore on drums. Additional musicians on this, mostly bass players. Douglas Lapon on bass, electric bass on Spanish Caravan. Kerry Magnus on bass on The Unknown Soldiers. Leroy Vinegar on acoustic bass on Spanish Caravan. So they generally they're one of the few bands that I don't think really ever had a bass player. They just use different people for it. Oh, I don't know why I put that away. I'm going to need it. Anyways, album pretty psychedelic, quite a bit mellower than I say their debut. It's not as up tempo. It does have some up tempo stuff to it. Pretty keyboard piano dominated too, I think, as a lot of their albums are. Definitely has a strong psychedelic flavor to the music. Vocals are good at times, very typical Morrison vocals, very smooth at times, other times kind of raspy and harsh as he pushes it out there. Lyrics are good. I love all the storytelling that they do. That's one of their big, for me, that's one of the big things I like about this band. The music is kind of, I would call this really headphones type music, or dark, sitting in the dark and just listen to it. Just really strong stuff. I kind of like this album has really grown on me a lot in the last, like I said, 3 or 4 weeks. So we'll break down the songs a bit. Hello, I Love You. Won't you jump in my face? Yeah. Kind of a catchy keyboard part at the beginning. Morrison's vocals, strong and full status here. Got a real kind of psychedelic feel to it. Pretty catchy song, I think. With a nice catchy riff to it. Love Street is up next, probably my favorite track on the album. Mellow, guitar dominant with some piano. The vocals are strong, but and a typical sound to his voice. It's got a kind of a catchy up-tempo piano bit and very dominant throughout the song. It's more of a mellow track, but for some reason I kind of like it quite a bit. Next up, Not to Touch the Earth. Strong psychedelic part to open. You got some nice keyboards that are a bit meandering at times, but still good. Guitar has a nice but detailed solo part to it. I think the keyboard synthesizer continues to create that very psychedelic feel to this song, or flair if you prefer. The vocals are a bit harsh, but lots of emotion to them. It's a strong song. This song, the one before, and the next one, pretty strong songs. Summer's Almost Gone, really kind of like this. It's got a mellow psychedelic flair to it. Nice catchy guitar with some nice keyboard details to it as well. Some really excellent piano here. The vocals are laid back and psychedelic, and really got that psychedelic flair going on. I have to say that I wasn't a huge fan of the sound of the keyboards with with the Doors, and that's what took me so long to get into them. I didn't think they were. The keyboard sound wasn't great. I never had a problem with the keyboardist himself. I thought he was pretty strong, and this album, I think he comes through very well here. Next song up is Wintertime Love. It's kind of an upbeat, strong, catchy guitar part to begin with, and then it has a rhythm section that gives a feel of a kind of a dance, almost a dance song. I wouldn't call it a dance song, but it's definitely on that kind of fringe sound to it. The vocals are low in the mix, so he's kind of back in the mix on the song, not as predominant. Next song up is The Unknown Soldier, which is one of the bigger tracks on the album. The vocals are kind of in the medium range, but clear sounding, almost a voice. It's almost like he's speaking at first before he goes into the more emotional and catchy vocal parts that he does after that. It builds up rhythm and keyboard dominant track again. Heavy drum part at one point in the song. A nice marching sound, I guess is what you would want to call it. And it does pick up tempo, and the vocals are a bit harsher on this track. Next up is Spanish Caravan. Got a bit of a slow acoustic guitar part here. A nice flamenco style. Some nice piano. Vocals are clear. Voice-like, though. It's kind of a speaky type sound to it. Kind of a medium, catchy, distinguished kind of vocally sound to it. Vocals pick up to get a lot heavier. The song becomes more psychedelic with lots of synthesizer and keyboards towards the end. Now, the synthesizer is not your typical kind of synthesizer that you might get with that neo-prog sound. This is more kind of filler type thing going on here. Next up, My Wild Love, melodic, slow, and repetitious, I would say, is the best way to describe it. It was a bluesy or folky track, I think. The vocals are atypical of him, though. Next track up, We Could Be So Good Together, keyboard dominated. Up-tempo type opening to it. The vocals are clear, strong, heavy, but smooth. It's a nice smooth sound to it. Nice up-tempo track. I think some good keyboard parts. And it's a bit of a catchy track. I don't mind this one. Now, probably the worst song on the album, or the one I like the least. It's not terribly memorable. I don't hate it or anything. It just doesn't really do anything for me. It's Yes, the River Knows. Slow, melodic vocal. A piano takes over. It's a bit dominant. It's kind of a windy track, though, kind of meanders a bit. And then the final track on the album, 5 to 1. Drum opening with a nice, strong, distorted guitar part. The vocals are harsh and more melodic. The drums and bass have lots of fills going on here. I think this is kind of a strong, heavy track. I didn't mind this track. It kind of finishes the album off nice, which is good. It kind of goes down a little bit on the second side, not as strong, but the finishing track, I think, might be between that and Spanish Caravan, might be the best track on that side. But overall, I don't mind the title. It's a little the cover. Yeah, having people on the cover isn't always the best thing, but this isn't bad. Kind of works for me. Gives a feel for the way the band looks and stuff. Album is strong, like I said, very psychedelic. So I quite enjoy this album. It's been in my playlist now, like I said, about 5 months. So I'm giving the Doors as much love as I can give them. So anyways, please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. If you want to make comments about this album, Waiting for the Sun, or the Doors themselves, you can. Or you want to talk about any aspect of the music, that's fine too. Anyways, we will be back next Monday night for another look back at another classic rock album. I hope to see you then. Take care, have yourself a good evening, and goodbye here from the Prog Monster.